House of Holbein is low-key annoying. I mean, you're not wrong though.
Welcome to the YouTube channel of Bryony Rose. Follow her adventures supporting the musicals. You can see her, you've heard her in the famous West End Theatre. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Bryony Rose. Vlogs of people she met at the stage door of Anne Juliet, in the Daisy queue for ticks to support the Queendom of Six. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Bryony Rose.
Hey Queenies, it's Bryony Rose here and I'm back with another video. So today's video is something that I don't know why I've not done yet, because it's literally been a trend for so long and I've just never done a video on it, and this is going to be reacting to your unpopular 6 opinions. I asked you guys over on my Instagram, and feel free to follow it, I'll put it here, and I asked you guys for your unpopular opinions, and today I'm just going to be reacting to them and talking about them. So yeah, I got so many, and I think actually I could potentially probably even do a part 2 because there were so many. So let me know down below if you did enjoy this video and if you want a part 2, and maybe that'll be coming soon. I just want to say before I start that it's completely fine if you disagree with my opinions, and it's completely fine if you agree with them. So yeah, let's begin. Okay, the first one a lot of you actually put, which is I'm not too keen on the American accents in the Broadway show. So I think this is a really interesting opinion, because when I first heard about the fact they were doing American accents, I was just not for it. I was like, I feel like it's not going to have the same kind of essence it has in the British production, because obviously it's a British show. If you think about shows that will come over to us, like Broadway shows, we keep American accents. But I also think with 6 especially, like the accents aren't actually that important in the show, and at the end of the day, like those queens don't actually represent the countries they're from, in the sense that like Catherine of Aragon obviously is Spanish, but she doesn't sing in a Spanish accent, she's obviously British. So I feel like in that sense it doesn't really matter. But one thing I think really kind of concrete in my opinion on this is that last year, so this time last year, I actually went and saw the Broadway cast when they were performing in Boston, and I obviously listened to it live with American accents, and I will have to say the first probably 5 minutes, so like the first song, Ex-Wives, I was a little bit dubious. I was like, I'm not sure what I think about this, but you just get over it, and you just get used to it, and at the end of the day, like you're there for their vocals and their performance. The accent I feel like isn't that important in that. The next unpopular opinion is they should go to the full-size theatre Lyric permanently. This is a really interesting one. So obviously 6 recently got announced that it's going to be moving to Lyric temporarily, just during social distancing, and then it's going to move back to the Arts in March. But you know what, I'm kind of iffy about this one, because in a way I do feel like 6 works at the Arts because it's small, because it feels very like some immersive, because even if you're at the back of the theatre you're still really close to the action, so it feels very small and very like cutesy, like a little concert, and I think the actual size of it helps kind of make you feel really like at home there. However, I've been to quite a lot of tour locations, especially I think it was Milton Keynes was the biggest theatre I went to when I did the 6 tour, and I thought it was going to feel weird, but then to be fair I can't really argue too much because I was at the front row, so I wasn't super far back, but I didn't really feel like it hindered my experience at all. Like the atmosphere was still insane. Actually it's so much bigger because obviously there's so many more people, so the cheers are more insane. I think the Lyric has a lot of positives, like they can bring in more money, there's more tickets, more people get the opportunity to go. So I think one thing we definitely found is like 6 is so popular now, it's like outgrown the Arts, so like to get tickets you have to book like months in advance because it just sells out. But also I think the Arts is its home, it's been there, that was where it started, and I just feel like moving to the Lyric is kind of like getting rid of the old 6, and I don't know if that's the way I want it to go. So the next one, which I think is really funny, is House of Holbein is low-key annoying. I mean, you're not wrong though. It's one of those songs where it's fine if you listen to it live, like if it's in the show, you know, it's a bit of a dance break, you can just laugh at them dancing and it's funny and it's fresh, and I feel like it kind of breaks like the kind of sadness of Heart of Stone. But like, I could never listen to that song in the album, and like, that's probably the song it's definitely the song I've listened to the least on the album. I can kind of see why it's annoying, but I think that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be weird and annoying. So the next unpopular opinion is the alternate should have main costumes. I said, well, I said. This is a really interesting question, and actually I've had an unpopular opinion, the flip side, saying that the Broadway cast should have alternate costumes, because obviously the swings there don't have alternate costumes, they have main costumes. So I guess I can kind of talk about both of them in the same thing. I really love the alternate costumes. I think it's revolutionary that they do that, and it was probably, I mean, I don't know for certain, don't back me up on this, I think it was one of the first shows that gave its alternates as much importance as the main cast, and that's what I've loved so much about Six ever since the beginning. Like the fact that, even just the fact that at the Lyric Theatre, like the alternates have their own boards, I think it really shows how much they love all of their cast and how everyone's equal. And I think by giving them their own costume, it is giving them their own identity and saying, no, you're not someone else, you're not like another arrogant, you are yourself, you are your alternate, and you have your own costume because of it. And that's what I really like about it. And also the alternate costumes are bloody cute, and we wouldn't have that if they were wearing main costumes. So I feel like we'd miss out on all these amazing new colours being kind of shown, like the teal, the pink, the silvery kind of black colour. I mean, there's so many, the orange, there's so many amazing alternate costumes, and I do like how they do that. Okay, so the next unpopular opinion is I kind of like that the Mega Six isn't on the cast album. It makes seeing the show more special. I completely agree with this. I love that it's not on the album, because it's something you can see either live or like on YouTube, and it's like a special part of the show that you don't get just from listening to the album. And I think it's such, I think the Mega Six is just genius in itself. I could do a whole video on why I love the Mega Six, but I do totally agree. I feel like it makes it so much more special in person because you don't see it on the album. Okay, so the next unpopular opinion is, I don't really know if this is unpopular or not, but people really need to stop comparing the queens and the cast. Preach that. I totally agree with that. I don't think it is, I kind of agree with you, I don't think it's unpopular. I really hope that a lot of people also agree this, because it is a problem, I definitely think, especially because the show's message is like, don't compare people, but then you do find a lot of people are comparing queens and comparing casts, and like there's so many queens now in the whole of like global, worldwide. We have so many different casts, and like inevitably people do sometimes tend to feel like, oh well, that Belinda's better, or that Howard does that better, and that person's this and that person's that, but like they all play their parts so unique and so differently, and that's why they got chosen for that role. And I do feel like we need to stop comparing casts and comparing characters, because they are all different and they all are unique and special and amazing at what they do. So yeah, I totally agree with that, and I feel like we definitely need to carry on doing this and bring in the love to everybody. Okay, so this is a really interesting one. So someone said, while Six has a positive message, I don't think there's a plot to Six. There isn't really a plot. I guess the only story arc really is kind of the whole, like, I mean, this is a spoiler if you've not seen Six, don't listen to this part, but the whole idea that like Pearl's like, no, we shouldn't be comparing each other, we shouldn't be doing this, and then they don't. But I actually think in general there isn't really a story. But you know what, I feel like it works. Like some shows don't need stories, and I think Six is very much like a concert. Like it's a concert show. They each have their own songs, and they each tell their own stories within their songs, so there may not be like one story arc, but you still learn about each queen and what they've gone through, and then you still have the funny dialogue. Like there is still quite a lot of dialogue in the show, even if it's not like as heavy as like a 2.5 hour like performance, but I do feel like there is enough to kind of say that it is like there is a story. Okay, so the final one I'm doing is kind of like a mixture of two things, but basically someone put, I don't know if this counts, but I think Get Down is highly underrated and is an amazing song. And then someone's also put, I think Don't Lose Your Head is overhyped. It's fine, but there are better songs in the show. So I thought I'd put these two together because I guess they're kind of like similar things. I do think Get Down is underrated. Like it's one of those songs that's probably the song that I'm most comfortable singing. I'm kind of like an alto. I mean, I don't really sing anyway, but if I was to sing, kind of I am more an alto. Like I'm definitely not a soprano, I can't sing high. So Get Down's probably the only song I can kind of comfortably sing everything, and it's like in my range. Is that the correct terminology? I think so. So that's why I really enjoy that song, but I do feel like a lot of people don't put it as their favourite song, and it's probably the one that I've heard like the least amount of covers for, but it's such a good song, and I think it has such funny bits in it. On the flip side, obviously a lot of people are saying Don't Lose Your Head is overhyped. I do feel like a lot of people like that song. Like, it's probably the most popular song in the whole show, and I think that's kind of a mixture because of the fact that it's a Berlin song and a lot of people like Berlin, but also because like that's the song that like set off like the TikTok hype, and that's the one like a lot of people on TikTok know. So I can kind of see why the song itself is like overhyped, because a lot of people who probably don't know Six that well just love that song. I do think it's a really well written song. Is it my favourite song? No, I think my favourite song at the moment is probably I Don't Need Your Love / No Way. But I do feel like it's a good song, and I feel like we can't discredit how amazing it's written, because I feel like a lot of people who do like the song do just like it because of its like funny personality. Is it overhyped? I mean, yeah, a bit, but also it is a really good song and I do really like it too. With that being said, this is going to be the end of this video. I've spent far too long talking about unpopular opinions, and I still have hundreds of more to go through. So as I said before, if you do want to see a part 2, then make sure you comment down below and let me know if you want to see another one, and that could be coming shortly. If you did like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to me. I'd really appreciate it. And also follow me on all my socials, because that's where you'll find out about some of my newest videos and how you can get involved like these people did today. And with that being said, I'll see you guys soon. Bye, queens! Bye! Hey Queenie, you're still here. I think you've dropped your crown. Let me put this back on your head for you. If you want to watch more stagey goodness, you can check out my latest video by clicking here. And if you want to be part of my musical madness, you can also subscribe to me by clicking here. All my socials are going to be linked below, and you can check them out down there. With that being said, I'm off. Quick question, do you know where stage door is?